Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to make pickles and pickled onions. I got the idea from Ethan. This is his channel. I will leave the link down below. I started doing it his way and I loved it so much I had to share with you what I'm doing. The basic ingredients we're going to need is water, white vinegar, salt, mustard seeds, onion, cucumbers, and clean jars. Now I use a different ratio he uses because I don't like too sour, like too much sour stuff. So what I use is 2 cups of water per 1.5 cups of vinegar. So I use half the vinegar. He goes, this is like 1:1 ratio, but I use half less of vinegar. And so we're gonna boil the water and then we're gonna add the salt. But once we boil the water with vinegar, we're gonna start cutting the onions. So we cut it this way and then we cut it in half. And so what he explains is you have to cut the onions from the stem to the roots to get this side of, like onions. The onions look like this. If you're not sure what I'm trying to explain because of my language, you can go check his channel out. For the onions, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm doing the same thing for the Spanish version in English, so I had to explain it for you. But there's a link down below where you can see his channel and he explains to do it with purple onions and they are delicious. I didn't have purple onions, so I used this. So I added the salt to the water before I added some mustard seeds to the jar and the onions. Once the water is boiling, we're gonna turn it off and see we have the onions and the mustard seeds. And as soon as it boils, we're gonna pour it into the jar. This jar is 750 milliliters, so it's a big jar, and the idea is to fill the whole thing so all the onions are covered. We're gonna close the lid just like that and we're gonna set it aside. Now we're doing the pickles. So for the pickles, what I'm doing is I'm using a less amount of water and vinegar because I have a smaller jar. And so I use 1.5 cups of water and 1 cup of vinegar. I'm using, here I'm cutting 3 cucumbers, but I'm gonna use 4. But first I wanted to show you how my dogs like cucumber. They love it so much. Sometimes Barca, which is the Jack Russell, she doesn't like it. And she's telling me right there. Anyways, so we're gonna cut these at around 1/2 inch to 1 inch. That depends on you. You can cut with any knife you want. This one is really fancy and I wanted to try it and I really like how they turn out. I got that for $1 at Wish, I think. So what I'm gonna be doing now is pouring the mustard seeds and the cucumbers. So I mentioned before that I use 4. The idea is to cover as much as possible as the jar. I'm using here, I'm covering like 3/4 of it and the rest is going to be water. If you don't like it too sour, I recommend you add 1/2 teaspoon of sugar or just a pinch, and that will make it a little bit better. You can also add garlic if you want, but this is how we do it at home and this is how you like it. Remember, you can change and do whatever you want with whatever you like. So we're gonna set it aside and you'll see how the colors will change, and we gotta touch it until I don't recommend putting it straight into the fridge. I like waiting until they both like turn so that you can touch them and it doesn't burn. So once you touch and see the color is different, I shake it a little bit and then I put it in the fridge. So that was 2 hours waiting, and then we put it in the fridge. You can wait for a couple of hours or you can do it at night. That's what I do. I do it at night so the next day we can eat it. So here I'm showing you a picture for you to see the difference between the colors, and that's how you know they're ready. So we use this for sandwiches, for rice, salads. Like, it's so good. I really, really like these. We really like them at home. So if you like my content, you can help me out by giving me or buying me a coffee. There's a link down below that you can check it out. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. I hope you liked this video. I tried to make it as fast as I could. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.